GloryDaze, the best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
With InsureMyVan.ie, the van insurance specialists. See how much you can save at InsureMyVan.ie.
Look at that, time flies. We're doing another one of these again. When was the last time we did one of these?
Last week. Look
at that.
Number 2 of 2024. Not a lot has changed, except it's absolutely brassicus freeziness.
It is.
Maximus out there, and then, and absolutely roasting in here. Well, for some reason, this building has this fucking unbelievable ability to just counteract whatever's happening on the outside to extraordinary degrees.
Yeah. We've never, in the years we've been here in the Nova section of the building, we've never managed to work out the air conditioning.
Well, it's always, if it's roasting outside, it's bollock off, freezing, stuck to a pole cold in here. And if it's cold out there, it's...
Yeah.
In the nip, grass skirt and dicky bow and nothing else.
Yeah, and all the it sounds straightforward, the settings, there seems to be a little sun and a little snowflake, which you'd imagine means hot and cold, and then there's a raindrop, I don't know what that's meant to mean, and then there's an auto setting, whatever it's supposed to be.
But none of it means anything.
That's what I was just going to say, you put it on to, they don't seem to correspond.
But everybody, room robs off the next one. So it's like, when this is hot in here, it's freezing in there.
Yeah.
So someone goes in there and says, I would like it to be a bit warmer. And it's as if the whole building goes, you want warm, do you fucking bastard? How the fucking all the heat? Why I freeze these pricks in here?
That is happening. So Dan could be wearing literally his underpants in his little news booth.
Yeah.
And we're in here in duffel coats.
Which he actually is, which is great.
We'd be in here in full coats and hats and scarves. It'd be so fucking cold.
And then you flick it, it's the same thing. But anyway, you know what I mean? Nothing like, what podcast could be possibly more interesting than middle-aged men complaining about air conditioning? I literally don't think there probably is a topic more interesting than that.
Imagine that was the actual sort of like the little byline that they put up if you were scrolling through what you want to listen to. Well, there's one here says two middle-aged lads are talking about air conditioning. You're going straight there, aren't you? You're going, oh, Jesus, give me that.
No fucking well. I've been looking for that podcast. Two middle-aged lads from Dublin shiting on about temperatures in the house. I can't think of anything more interesting than that.
About bloody time they made one of them.
Yeah, do you know what?
Fucking hell, the Gap's been in the market for ages.
Yeah, that's, don't tell me it's any less than 6 hours long, because I'm not even fucking start if it's not, I want a 32 episode series on this.
Man, because that's the weird thing about podcasts, right? You end up, you and I, for example, right? Although in fairness to you sort of branch out a little bit. I normally get my advice from you, right?
But Jesus,
but like, say for the way I like a true crime podcast. So you kind of keep looking.
Jim loves a murder because he hears about it. Jim loves an L murder. You
don't have to say it like that. I like a whodunit.
He loves a murder. He comes in and he goes, well, at least, this is shite and all, but I hate hanging out with you and everything, but at least I'm not dead. Do you know who is dead? And he'll tell you all about the latest podcast.
But anyway, I love a bit of true crime, right? And you're kind of, you like a bit of true crime as well, but you spread out a little bit.
I do. I like all sorts of stuff. I like lots of history podcasts and all.
Right.
To remind me that, I like deaths of the past. And Jim's more into current, present day murder. I'm into like old murder. I'm dead.
Jesus. But all I'm saying is, like, kind of, when it comes to trying to find a podcast, right? It's a bit like
oversaturated.
You do need the recommendations. It's a bit like the way Netflix went. You know what I mean? And you get into something, you love it, and then you're, feck, what am I going to do now? What will I watch? What will I look at?
A hole in my life.
And you need something. And it's the same with a podcast, because especially podcasts, similar to Netflix, I suppose, is it's like the TK Maxx of the, there's good shit in there. But fuck me, you have to find it.
Yeah, you need...
And try to... Without somebody saying, it's here it is, here it is. You're lost.
You're lost, yeah. You feel like you're the cowboy standing in the river with a little net, looking for nuggets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And every so often someone will go, no way, I found one. You're like, hey, what's it? And you go, mind your own business. They go, science program. Oh, fuck no.
Yeah. That's the thing.
And somebody else, I found one.
Yeah.
Ancient Egypt. Oh, fuck.
That's the thing. If somebody turns around and says to you, if you say, God, I'm looking for a good podcast, somebody goes, I have a great podcast.
Brilliant now.
Absolutely brilliant podcast.
What is it?
Yeah, deadly. What is it again? I tell you, it's about this guy who was
how they
into model trains.
Fluoride. Yeah. How did they discover fluoride? And it was the same man who invented the toy train. You're like, I couldn't give a fuck.
Here we go.
Jim's just there going, does he get killed in it?
Yeah. When does the murder happen? No, there's no murder. It's just he reminisces about his early childhood.
Was anyone murdered in that reminiscing?
Yeah.
Then you're like, no.
Like, were his parents killed in it or anything? No, I think they died of natural causes.
Yeah, sounds
all right, so I don't
shit to
get it. Where's the true crime? No, it's not true crime. What are you telling me?
So what the does no one even rob his fucking train set, no?
Yeah, does he not even get his jacket slashed?
Yeah. But this is it. You know what I mean? And if you ask me, there's not enough mundane podcasts about regular things, and this is the thing. It's all murder. It's all, like, killing, and it's all...
or else you get those idiots who think comedy is just, and they just go on and they, two idiots just talking like all the time and thinking they're funny when they're not even funny at all.
Desperately looking for jokes in constant conversations of the inane.
But that's what I'm saying. How do you differentiate between, like, there's lots of those podcasts, and it is people who set themselves, we're two friends and we hook up and we just chat about all sorts of things, and you're thinking to yourself, why would I care?
Go somewhere.
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, I mean, at least our opinions on shit.
Yeah, and nobody listens to us, which is good. We can't defend anybody because nobody listens.
But I honestly, I think it's justifiable if you're talking about fuck all. I do. Right. I really do.
Right.
Because people are either into fuck all or they're not. You know what I mean? It's when you value your opinion to the point. So imagine... PJ and Jim, this week, we'll be talking to you about, will it be Sleepy Joe or Orange Man who's going to have the presidency?
Yeah.
Global
stay in your lane kind of thing.
Global warming. Jim go, and who will be murdered next in the news? It's just too formula.
Who will be murdered next in the news? That's a cracker. You're gonna make that.
I don't even know why I did that accent for Jim. It's just he will be murdered next in the news. Will it be a human or will it be
my God.
an orangutan?
Because I tell you something, do you know what? Like, one of the things that is actual genuine news, or to phrase it the way Peter would, news this week, was the fact that we had a load of WhatsApps into the show of people who were devastated, absolutely devastated at the news that PJ had to cancel his live shows.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Life gets in the way, too much going on, too busy to kind of pull it all together or whatever. And so the shows that were meant to be in April, they're not going to go ahead.
There's also my mental abilities, at any given time too,
What we should have done was, right, because let's face it, who wouldn't want to see that? We should have done a live podcast. We should have done this live.
That's what we should have done.
Because let's face it.
Fucking say it now after refunding all the tickets. We could have fucking done that. It was sold out. Whole fucking thing was sold out. And then he comes up with, you know how we could have keeping the money? Now he's after saying we could have fucking done that. We literally could have fucking done that. I would have done that. We wouldn't even have to plan the stupid show. Did you give the money back? Yeah. Do you know what we should have done? What sort of fucking arsehole does that? What the fuck? How long were you fucking thinking of that?
It just dawned on me.
If it didn't, it's fucking arse. It just dawned on you when we're talking on the microphone. You had that up your arse the whole time.
I'm just saying, right? But
I can't. I literally can't believe. Literally just can't. I fucking yesterday. Fucking yesterday. The tickets were refunded. I can't.
What? I just say
30 fucking quid a ticket. 2,200 tickets gone. Do you know what we could have done? Oh fuck yeah! Imagine. That would have been a we would have fucking. We fucking had 2 new cars in April. Fuck all now. It doesn't fuck unbelievable.
I was just thinking, right, though, but it could have backfired.
Yeah.
Because
it would have. Do you know what would have made it feel better if it backfired? Our new fucking cars. 6 months we'd still have the cars. The shame would be gone. Yeah.
I was just. Now I forgot what I fucking was going to say.
I don't give a fuck what you are going to say.
I was merely pointing out that people would have showed up and had to have endured this live. They would have had to look at us talking complete shit about air conditioning and stuff like that.
Yeah, they would, yeah. And we'd have fucking new cars. Do you know why we get paid for it now? We got a handful of fucking roses each. We split a bag of chocolates. That's what we split a bag of chocolates. Oh my God!
Come on. We do
got new cars. We got fat. That's what we got. My God.
I'm fucking sorry I mentioned it.
Wait. We'll start. Do you know what we'll do? We'll give you dates for our actual fucking tour next week. Which will be in pubs or something, because no cunt's going to buy a ticket anymore because I'm too unreliable.
Well,
I'm sorry for using the C word. I should have said I can, not I can't.
I'm sorry I brought it up. I'm not going to say any more. I'll say no more about it.
Oh my God.
I was trying, I was meant to point out how disappointing it would have been for people to rock up to that and watch two middle-aged men talking about air conditioning or whatever we talk about.
It'd feel good waving them off home with their money in their back pockets, wouldn't it? See us now. Do you have a good night? No. Pity.
Fuck off.
Yeah, keep fucking walking. Keep fucking walking. Cheerio, cheerio, cheerio. That's how we're going to finish the show. Cheerio, cheerio, cheerio.
You're not laughing anymore. You're not laughing.
Yeah, that's 5 minutes in. You're not laughing anymore.
5 minutes. Oh my Jesus!
Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh my God! Now my head is scrambled. Now I can't think. I think we should play some best bits, Ruby, or something.
And we're gonna we'll have a chat. See if we're gonna do a tour. And if this isn't the worst promotional video ever, I don't know what is.
Anyway, right. Some of the best bits from during the week. We were talking, believe it or not, about stuff on the moon, right?
Yes, which is where our next show is going to be.
Tickets on sale now. But yeah, apparently whatever about the moon being made of cheese and all. I tell you, there's a lot of shit up there.
Yeah, like a lot of cheese. There's a lot of stuff you wouldn't eat that's been left on the moon. It's actually insane how bad what a kip the place is.
Absolutely. And the other thing is, we mentioned during the week, we were mentioning the retirement of the great Dean Rock. From GA football. And we found out that apparently I always assumed hurling was exclusively like an Irish, GAA kind of like a game. I thought that was hours and hours alone. But apparently, fucking like the Brits and all do it.
There are other versions, and other versions that are about to be hit with brand new ridiculous rules.
Correct. There was also, we went around the world, we did a bit of globe trotting in relation to some of the great sayings of the world, especially I think it was sparked by the cold and this whole idea of, brass monkey weather and all that sort of stuff. And
how some things just... They don't translate very well. Much like, when you leave something too late to say it. It's like it's hard to
I'm never going to get
to swallow.
You're never going to let that go, are you? I'm going to be fucking living with that for ages.
I'm not. You actually owe me a car.
He's going to make... Next time he does the show, he's going to make me buy all the tickets.
All of them. And just want him to sit there. Yeah.
And actually, do you know what you should do? You should resort to what we found out you can do in England, right?
Yeah.
You should get a petition on the go and get it to the government.
This is like my favourite story of the week by a country mile.
It was. This is real. We didn't even make up any of this stuff. It's fucking extraordinary.
The Brits made it up for us.
You should do that. You should try that now in Ireland. You should write a petition to get back all the money you refunded.
Can you please get me my money back, even though I did nothing to deserve it? We have a new plan. It's too late, but we do have a plan.
Right, have a listen.
Have a listen to this, you bastards. You're worth nothing to us.
We'll talk to you at the end.
GloryDaze. It's the very best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
It's that classic thing, when people get onto you about sort of how cold it is. The phrases come out like the old brass monkeys thing and all those phrases that come in about, feeling freezing or whatever it might be. Actually, now I can't think of any other ones apart from brass monkeys.
Never look a gift horse in the mouth and, don't...
What, about being cold?
Well, if he's freezing horse,
Never look a freezing cold horse in the mouth.
Never look and if you're in a glass house, don't break the windows, it'll get colder. All those old sayings, Jim.
Yeah, you can always adapt them.
Yeah, you can do. But it's funny, because these things kind of roll off the tongue. We're so used to them. If you take a donkey to water, you can make him think, and all of these. They're all just so common, these phrases.
Aren't they just?
And then you look around the world.
Yeah, sorry, just people are starting to text in ones now that you couldn't use.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. It's as cold as a penguin's. Anyway, there's enough of that.
That's not even one. That's not even one. That's just a guy saying.
That's just somebody,
something.
yeah.
But around the world, of course, it's the same. The thing is, they do get lost in translation. When they're translated directly, they don't make a lot. It's not something we'd ever say over here. So in Spain, for instance, if someone has an ulterior motive or you think someone's up to no good, you'd say to them, "Ha! I see you, codfish, even though you wear a disguise." You know what I mean?
It's not catchy, really, is it? Obviously, in Spanish, it probably is.
Yeah, in Spanish,
quite catchy.
and it makes sense. And
Do
then,
many codfish wear disguises?
honestly, will have to bring it up with the Spanish.
Exactly.
Because it's news to me. And in Spain as well, you know the way here you'd say, what's that to do with the price of eggs? Or, and if you're mad...
I never fully understand that one.
Yeah, I suppose,
what's that got to do with the price of it, or whatever it is?
Is it just that you're saying something that's completely off subject?
Yeah, that tends to be... It's actually... I used to think it was kind of somebody basically saying, I've no interest in what you're saying. Do you know what I mean?
Now you're after confusing me as well. But the Spanish would say, yeah, and I have an auntie who plays the guitar.
Well, to me, that's very similar to... And what's that got to do with the price of eggs? I've got an auntie who plays the guitar.
Yeah, and I've got an auntie that plays the guitar, yeah.
So what do you want me to do about it, huh?
And the French version of that is, of the same one, the sort of what's that to do with the price, is, shall you leap from a cock to a donkey? That's what the French say.
Right.
And I don't understand. I'm not getting any of it.
You leap from a cock to a donkey.
Yeah, shall you leap from a cock to a donkey?
Ah, right.
Yeah. Stick to the subject. That sounds leap from a cock to a donkey.
That sounds like that one that you and I always get mixed up about: run with the hounds and hunt with the hounds and run with the. Yeah. Anyway, as I say, we always get it mixed up.
A rolling stone is worth two in the bush. That's the one I always say.
Oh, that's a favourite.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
In Italy, if a cat keeps going to the larder, she'll leave her paw behind. That means if you're up to something, you're bound to get found out eventually.
Oh, right, okay,
yeah.
You kind of you'll leave like it'll be like a fingerprint.
Yeah, but
you leave signs. You leave signs. But
my favourite one is the Dutch one. That's like, the way we'd say people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Whatever.
Yeah.
They say, don't be going out in the sun now if you've got butter on your head.
Which is, it's difficult to argue against that advice, to be fair.
Yeah.
But,
how you might say that about me, but don't be going out there now in the sun with the butter on your head.
Is butter on your head a thing you do if it wasn't sunny out?
The Danish really are a strange bunch, aren't they? Yeah.
I thought you said they were the Dutch. Or they were the Danes.
Oh, the Dutch. Sorry, the Neanderthals. That's what the Dutch are, aren't they?
Right.
And if you get into trouble, if you can't see light at the end of the tunnel,
right,
in Dutchland, they don't say, I can't see light at the end of the tunnel. They say, well, I've ran out of hole. I see no more hole. Is what they say.
I was going to say that's deep. Pardon the pun.
Yeah, but it's
I've run out of hole.
Run out of hole. I'm all out of hole. There's nothing for me in this world anymore. I'm all out of hole. My hole is gone.
Gary was on about one of the Irish ones that he's never understood, the head and you and the price of spuds.
I don't get that. I've never known it.
Yeah.
I've never known what it meant.
Even you?
Yeah. Because why? Because the head and me and the price of spuds, yeah. See, again, I still don't know if it's a compliment or an insult.
No, I just asked the question.
Judging by your face now, it's an insult.
No, I'm just asking, because, in case you knew. That's all.
I also never know what head the ball means. I know what it means. I just don't know why or where it comes from.
Yeah.
Head the ball.
What's head the ball doing?
What's head the ball? Here's head the ball now.
Yeah.
Why is heading a ball make you sort of a bit of a nut?
Is it even?
Why is that?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
And anyway, then there was this that came in from Kenneth, right? Who says, we used to have a singer in our band who used to say, why put a duck on its head when you can put it on its arse? And none of them had any idea what he was talking about.
What was the context? Or was he just very involved in psychedelics or something?
I mean, again,
what was the context?
The sentiment is accurate. Why put it on its head when you can just sit it on its arse?
You know what I have to say to that, Jim? I see no more hole. That's what I have to say about that.
Yeah. Having no more hole in your life is obviously, it's a sign it's all gone horribly wrong.
The Dutch also say, hey, come here, you. You know the way if you're letting everyone else do the work.
You see, the thing about these is, right, the way you present them is probably slightly different than in their native tongue as well.
Well, I'm trying to make a conversation.
Let me know what the Dutch say.
You know the way you'd say here, like, you know the way someone gets on, they're letting someone else do all the work.
Right.
In Dutchland, they say, come here, you. You're pressing your moustache. You are. You think we don't know this, but you are pressing your moustache today.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a hard one to understand.
It is, yeah. I'd struggle with that one myself.
I mean, it's something I know Jim would love to say because he, the way he likes to, the way he takes the work off everyone. It's kind of Jimmy selfish like that. I don't have much choice but to sit over here pressing.
What can you do? There's nothing left.
I know, just literally left pressing me tash all day.
Pressing your tash and complaining that you've no more hole.
Yeah, pressing me tash. Oh, what are you doing? I'm looking for my hole.
GloryDaze. The best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
With InsureMyVan.ie, the van insurance specialists. See how much you can save at InsureMyVan.ie.
Very early this morning we do, as we always do, one of the first things we do in the morning is the celebrity birthdays for the day. And PJ guesses at ages and stuff like that. And one of the birthdays today was none other than Leo Varadkar, who's 45 today, celebrating his birthday. And believe it or not, just that fact alone prompted John, who's producing for us today, working with us today, and John is originally from England. It prompted John with a kind of a weird memory, I suppose you could call it.
Yeah, and so he came in, he told us about this thing, and it's absolutely true. If you're a subject of His Majesty, I guess, if you're British at all, you can petition your government for anything you want. Any single person in Britain can petition their government.
Yeah.
You go onto the government website, you go to the petitions, you write anything you want. It's addressed to the Prime Minister, so you can email the Prime Minister any question you want, and the public can go and see it and endorse it or not endorse it.
Right.
For popularity. That doesn't
Leo,
mean it'll be accepted. But
on your birthday, be prepared is all we're saying. Because, if that ever comes to pass here in Ireland,
yeah,
I assume we can't do it. We can't just randomly make something up and send it to the Taoiseach and say, I want a petition for this.
No, Ireland's much more backward than that. You just call your TD and say, you won't believe what Jim's after doing now. Look at it, I can see him now. He's in the nude in the garden again. Will someone do something about it?
So I'm assuming then there's been a few good petitions.
It's amazing. Yeah, so here's some of the rejected ones, right?
These didn't make it, okay.
The British government read and says, I'm sorry, we can't help you this time, right? So, could you please make Heroes by David Bowie the new national anthem? I love it.
Great song.
Yeah. Somebody had to decide against this.
That's, you can see that. That's a lad who can see himself standing there and go, we could be heroes.
Yeah, and then someone
just for one day.
Someone else decided they had to call the government, right? Contact the government through email, had to sit down and say, I absolutely hate paper straws. Can we bring back plastic straws, please? I can't get through the day.
That was the petition.
Can't get through the day.
Some of those paper straws are mank now, to be fair, but still.
Also, it has been asked if referees could please come out after a game and explain their blooming decisions. It's gotten ridiculous.
I can't believe all these were rejected.
I know.
That's a very valid one. That one is.
I just can't believe they get to the top.
Yeah.
Before they're rejected. So the price of Freddo bars has gone over 10 pence again, and it's outrageous. Somebody needs to step in.
Somebody had a petition about a Freddo bar.
Freddo bars, yeah. And can you ask Nestle to stop making orange Smarties? There's just too many of them. It's just too many orange Smarties. Yeah.
Wow.
Show us how. There's a lot of people.
These are big. These are big issues.
And we all know somebody who thinks they're just a little bit more important than they are.
Right.
My name is Sean, and my boss won't give me a day off. Can you call him?
Government petition.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it?
To get Sean to give that lad a day off.
Yeah. Can people stop using Wales as a unit of measurement? I don't even know what that means. I literally don't even know what that means.
Wales?
Yeah.
As in the creature or the country?
It's spelled like the country is spelled. I don't even know what it means.
Using Wales as a unit of measure.
Yeah. Also, can you
as
bring
in
back
what? It's about the size of 4 whales.
It's about the size of 4 whales, yeah. How big is Spain? About 4 or 5 Waleses. Yeah. Who does that?
This is absolutely amazing.
And then there's some serious issues, like, there's race and ethnicity and everything. That's always a serious issue. So somebody contacted and says, "Excuse, as a redhead, can ginger please be an official race identified in Britain? On all official government documentation.
Wow.
I would like that, please, yeah. And if you could make everybody turn off the lights on bonfire night, it wouldn't ruin the atmosphere." This is great. This is literally fantastic reading.
And all true.
As an old person, can you please make Snapchat put the old man emojis back on? I feel left out. This is the one Jim liked the most. He started laughing so much when I read it. So Nando's must make Nando's deliver all orders nationwide across the United Kingdom. We must stop this status quo of the haves and have-nots.
It's the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah.
That you would judge your sort of status in life by whether or not you can get a Nando's delivery.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
And somebody actually wrote...
Those of us who can't even get a Nando's delivery.
Please act and stop discrimination against the tall. That's one of them. Apparently, it's very hard. The world is filled with ill-fitting clothes, and people constantly ask. This is actually in the application. People constantly say, "How's the weather up there?" And you're doing nothing about it.
Because the thing about it is, John was pointing out, we have the headline things, right?
Yeah.
And then apparently you write a little bit more as to your reasons for it.
Yeah.
And that bloke genuinely did put in his reasons. That, the whole people have to put up with people constantly saying, "What's the weather like up there?"
What's the weather like up there? He says he can't take
and the
it.
government,
and the government aren't doing
supposed
anything about
to change
it.
that.
Government aren't doing anything about it. And another one says, "Can you please bring back Lollipop Lady Shirley to the Canley Road, just off Wolf Road in Nottingham? We liked her."
This is just
great.
Spectacular.
And another fella obviously read this and got really upset about it. And he wrote to the government to say, "Can you please stop letting anybody contact you for any reason?" What?
Sorry, what?
Do you not
Does he not
understand?
see the irony?
Do you not see the irony in what you just did? It's gas, isn't it? Please ban Piers Morgan from Twitter. Every time I open it, he's on there blathering on about something. The government needs to act. Yeah.
It's just, it's what we said earlier on. We were talking about something else earlier on. This came up. The idea that no matter what, there's a way of blaming it on the government.
Yeah.
No matter what, even weather.
You're going to love this one. Please stop the enforcement of the formal dress code in work. I hate wearing shoes.
I hate wearing shoes.
Yeah.
I mean, of all the people to... So you write to the government about it.
Yeah, and another one.
This is how many of these? This must happen every day in the UK, doesn't
My
it?
friend Jade wants to go home early on Christmas Eve, and the boss said no. Is there anything you can do? It's just amazing. Literally is amazing.
This is spectacular stuff, this is.
And someone just says, "Is there anything you could do for world peace?" Do you know, I have a feeling they're working on it.
Yeah.
Mind you, it's the British government, who knows? It's just great. Stop naming storms in the UK. It's getting infuriating now.
GloryDaze. It's the very best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
One of the other advantages, right, of this current cold snap that we're supposed to have for the rest of the week is, where you get those clear nights.
Oh, yeah, the moon,
right?
yeah.
So it's clear, you can see the stars, you can see the moon, all that sort of stuff, there's no cloud cover, generally.
Yeah.
And this, I tell you, might be worth having a good old goo.
You never know what you see.
You never know what you'd see.
Apparently, the moon is a bit of a kip, by all accounts. They've done a list of things that have been left on the moon by Americans in the 60s and the 70s, basically. By all accounts, 12 people have walked on the moon. I actually only thought it was one. I knew...
One?
I honestly thought it was just one, yeah. One small step, And then he got back in. I thought it was that one fella. I didn't think anyone knew.
He was the first one.
Well, who were the other 11?
The ones that followed on.
See, this is it.
Nobody remembers anybody yet. Once if you're not first, you're just the first loser.
Yeah. Who was the second man on Everest? They always say that. Yeah.
Well, exactly.
Actually, now that they say that, I can't remember the name of the first fella, but you get the point.
I know what you're saying.
But they're saying they've left an awful lot of stuff, and it's just gas. Like, if only 12 people have been there, it's in an awful state. 12 pairs of boots are left there. Shoes, like 12 pairs of boots are left.
Why would you leave your shoes behind?
I don't know. Maybe they just got out of them and got into space runners for the trip home or
That's
something.
what I'm saying. It's not like you arrive in the moon and you go, oh, thank God that's done. Put me slippers on.
Yeah,
I mean, why would you leave? And anyway, why would you take them off outside?
I don't know. And it's not as if you can go, I've been on my feet all day. Gravity's literally pulling you up, not down.
That's 12 pairs of boots.
12 pairs of boots, loads of space food wrappers.
That's just out of
Please
order.
tell me they're Mars bar wrappers. I don't know why I think that'd be very funny.
That's just littering now. That's bad form.
It gets worse.
Surely you could take that's a basic premise, if you go to visit somewhere, take your rubbish home with you.
Take your rubbish home. And you'll still get people now, wait till you see.
This is on the moon.
You'll still get people now, wait till you see. If they want the people to use make a mess, they should have put bins in.
Wow.
You know these people. What do you mean clean up me mess on the beach? There's no bin. You pack it in the box you brought it in and take
it home.
And even the people going to the moon won't
Somebody
do it.
wants to know whether the wrappers on the moon were galaxy bars. Thank you very much indeed, texter.
Thank you very much for these ridiculous puns. There's 2 golf balls up there.
Here now. What's
used wet wipes?
God, they
Some
were
people
dirty articles.
Honestly. And then
mind you, one of those golf balls, one of those could be mine actually.
Yeah, it's Jim's shot.
Carefully honest, like that's. I probably would have hit it so badly it may have left gravity.
I can literally hear your mate saying, "You're going to have to play it."
Yeah,
you'll have to go and play it. And
they could be mine.
And guess
is there 2 black dots underneath the thing? Because
yeah, Jim marks them.
Yeah. Anyway,
there's American flags. There's patches from other off the suits from other Apollo missions. There's a silicone disc with 73 messages on it. But there is also 96 bags.
Sorry, who are the messages for? A silicone disc with messages.
In case Martians meet us halfway.
You have 73 unanswered messages. Who was ringing you while you were on the moon?
I imagine, yeah.
Come here, listen. Will you be home for your dinner or what?
Well, yeah, I was in the moon.
I've just had a galaxy bar. I'm all right. Leave me alone, will you?
The man in the moon, yeah. Pull the other one. Suppose you were playing golf up there, though. And there's 96 bags of astronaut poop and pee and... Yeah. They leave them in bags around the place.
What's it? Is there not special toilets in the space rocket things?
There he goes. It's not even a bin, and he's asking for the special toilet.
Well, one of those ones like we have here in Nova. One of those ones that, chomps it all up and turns it into whatever it does. Makes the loudest noise known to mankind.
It's so loud you can hear it on air. Yeah. But 96 bags. So astronauts are effectively the space equivalent of people who walk their dogs, pick up a poop, put it in a bag and hang it off a tree. You know those people?
They left it on the moon.
They left it up there, yeah.
In a bag?
In a bag.
Just out of curiosity, if you're going to... what?
Why didn't it float away? That's what I wonder.
Yeah. And why put it in a bag?
I suppose, yeah, it's not as if the next fella's going to stand in it.
GloryDaze. It's the very best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
Away from the footballing side, hurling, albeit not necessarily within the GAA, is under threat.
Cornish hurling is before.
Who would have thunk it? Cornish hurling.
Who knew? Who even knew it was a thing, right? But we need health and safety in sport. Of course, we need it. But sometimes it does feel a little ridiculous. So their sport goes back to the 16th century, right?
What do you mean their sport?
Cornish hurling.
So it's not our hurling played by Cornish people?
Oh, no. Far from
They're claiming their own hurling.
Oh, they have their own hurling.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So here's how a game of Cornish hurling tends to go. The mayor, the mayor has to come out.
Here.
Yeah. So the mayor comes out and he gets involved. He throws a silver ball over a wall at St. Laz Parish, right? And then he shouts, "Gwer weg ya, gwer teg," which is Cornish. Yeah,
wow,
this is unbelievable. For fair play is good play. So that's how you know the game has started, right?
Okay.
Now, how it goes after that, I'm not really sure, but they use silver coins in the game somehow. I don't know
what
what
sort of hurling is this?
I know, it's crazy, right?
Mad stuff.
And Guerweg, you Guerteg.
That actually, that sounds like something that you could hear in Croke Park.
It does, doesn't it?
From some lad.
Guerweg, you Guerteg. Have enough of that. Sick of it, so I am.
Yeah, I'm not sure what county that comes from, but it does sound like it could. It's kind of vaguely familiar, I will grant you that.
It's a drunk Leitrim, I think, is that. And then they play the game. But health and safety reviewers from Cornwall County Council, they have said, listen, it's a bit too dangerous. You know, we need to do.
By the way, is the silver ball?
Yeah.
Is it a ball?
It's a ball, yeah.
It is.
Silver.
It's not like a steeler. It's not
big
like
steel.
It's not like a
out
like
the
a
wheels
small
of a bus.
cannonball.
Yeah, but this is it. Maybe it is, because the health and safety people said that ball is too dangerous. And what we suggest is, instead of that, we can wrap a tangerine in tinfoil. That's what they said.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you got to go Cornish hurling with a tangerine in tinfoil.
Wrapped in tinfoil. And it says, and the silver coins can do all kinds of damage, you know. So we're going to ask you to change them for chocolate coins.
A good shout.
Yeah. And then, and we might lose the Guerweg, you Guerteg, because it scares people at the start. And they're also suggesting using helmets. I mean, it really does. I don't know anything about this game, but I do know enough to think that if I was into any sport, like if
somebody said you're going to have to start using a tangerine as a ball and chocolate coins, you're thinking, no, hang a second, you're dumbing it down now.
Yeah, going to see All Ireland, someone playing for Liam McCarthy, and you're there with, we're not going to use wooden hurling sticks, we're going to use palm leaves. You just wiggle them at your friend.
Yeah.
You go, no.
Imagine the great Henry Shefflin lashing a tangerine.
Lashing a tangerine over Hill 16. Would you get over it? Seriously. It's absolutely ludicrous.
Yeah. You do, I mean, like you say, there are certain aspects that you kind of have, for the health of the players and the spectators and everything.
I know, but
you don't want to be going too far. You don't want to get to the stage now where we start having to use Velcro darts.
Yeah, but this is it, isn't it? It's getting to the stage, if you want to play darts down the pub, everyone has to wear high visibility jackets. And you need a hard hat and goggles, drill goggles. And the mayor has to come in and say, stand back, you Guertegs. He's holding a dart.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it? If you sort of, anybody fancy a game of darts? Oh, for God's sake, I haven't even got my helmet with me.
Yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, my darts helmet. There'll be lads wearing snooker helmets and all soon. Because you'll take someone's eye out. It is too much. It's too much. There's a risk in sport, and that's just the end of it.
Yeah.
When they start saying the Irish rugby team have to play in inflatable sumo suits, you'll be going, I don't know if the magic is in the game anymore.
GloryDaze. It's the very best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
Right, there you go. That's another podcast. I'm in quite a hurry to get out of the place today for some reason. PJ seems to have gotten slightly aggressive.
And just before you go, we have to give you read out some sponsored bits from our sponsors, of which there's none. I forgot, we're not making anything. So you just have a good weekend. You shower the shite.
You've been listening to GloryDaze, the best of Radio Nova's Morning Glory with PJ and Jim. Catch the show live weekdays 6 to 10 on FM, online at nova.ie, or on the Nova app.